Not long ago, we talked about Ripple's big purchase, which was with G Treasury. This is definitely a big one, and it shows a lot about what Ripple is really all about. But I really believe that this purchase, along with Ripple's most recent news, makes us realize that the company has a very big plan for XRP. Ripple has been telling us the same thing for a whole year. Adoption at the institutional level is on the way. A lot of attention is being paid to institutional DeFi. There has been talk about business DeFi on the XRP ledger for a long time. This is where trillions of dollars start to be spent on the XRP ledger. Tokenization, stablecoin projects, cross-border payments, and treasury operations. All of these are built on the XRP ledger. I keep telling you that these networks are getting trillions of dollars. Now the steps are being taken to show that on the XRP record. And yes, Ripple makes that possible in a big way. Let's quickly look at some things. We got an update from Naroshi on the same day that we heard about this acquisition, which, by the way, is a $1 billion purchase. This is also from Olga Karif. I really hope I'm saying that name right. It came from Bloomberg. But Ripple is also leading the charge to raise at least $1 billion to buy XRP. This is to set up a DAT, which stands for Digital Asset Treasury. This is very important. Ripple Labs Inc. is running a campaign to raise at least $1 billion to buy XRP, the digital token that is linked to the company. This shows that even though the market has been unstable lately, cryptocurrency giants are still going after their business plans full force. People who know about the situation say that the money will be kept in a new digital asset bank, or DAT. Some people who were not allowed to speak to the press said that the money would be raised through a private equity firm called a SPA. Some have said that Ripple will also send some of its own XRP. But this is a very important update, and I don't think it's a chance that we got it on the same day we learned about the deal with G Treasure. Ripple is starting to make big moves, and most of them have to do with building institutional grade infrastructure and getting institutional grade users to accept the technology. We also heard from a few people in the space with new information. This picture was shared by a digital asset investor. BNY Mellon GT Treasury Liquidity Direct is what it sounds like. This is how the picture looks. If you want to go over this one more time, this integration with G Treasury's Treasury Management Workstation lets you use liquidity directly without leaving the G Treasury setting. By integrating these two systems, you can see your cash amounts more clearly in G Treasury and make better use of your assets. Check out the bottom right there. There are also investment templates and G Treasury payment templates that let you ask for a cash transfer to pay for a trade with another bank. Another way to fund a deal is with a cash transfer request. This can be done with both BNY Liquidity Direct and a redemption wire request. As well as that, there is the Money Market Fund Study Report, the Trade Confirmation Message, and the Transaction History Report. Then there was a trade request and a wire request. The fact that BNY Mellon was just chosen as a major custodian for ROUSD funds makes this even more interesting. And now we have a very important link back to BNY, thanks to G Treasury, which Ripple just bought. Now we have the integration itself on the left, which has an efficient workflow. Again, clients can use the investment models we just talked about to make and book money market fund trades. Besides that, there are also reports that are integrated in real-time information on payments. That being said, the way the G Treasury interface looks makes me think that this is going to be a big deal for Ripple because of what they plan to do with it. As for stablecoin projects around ROUSD, I do believe this will be used. I also believe that DT, like the XRP system, will be used. The fact that 13,000 banks are linked to G Treasury is also very interesting to me. On top of that, we have a Ripple account list with over 1,000 names from Chad Steinraber right now, thanks to G Treasury. G Treasury has more than 1,000 clients around the world, such as American Airlines, Hitachi, ADP, Boston Scientific, Visa, and many more. Yes, it's a huge list of clients. At the moment, we are seeing Ripple build a huge system that 13,000 banks, businesses, and companies can now use. Also, for those of you who are thinking, wow, it took so long to build everything out. It's been so long since anything happened. What do you know? Thank you so much. 24 Hours Crypto. I believe that some of the recent events have helped us understand what is really going on. When people who own XRP say NDA this or NDA that, everyone laughs. G Treasury was just bought by Ripple for $1 billion. You might have thought Brad called them last night and said, "Hey, I got a Billy. Are you in?" Not at all. It takes months of NDAs and silence to make these kinds of deals. This is just one more great example. You'll hear many more soon. Yes, there is. It has been on our minds. Just look at all the companies that Ripple has bought in the last 2 years. We already have Medisica, Center Custody, Hidden Road, Rail, and now G Treasury. Seriously, guys, we've seen Ripple buy so many important pieces that are making their tech stack even stronger. As we can see, Franklin Templeton just stated that they will be starting to lend and trade using tokenized money markets and ROUSD on the XRP ledger. For those who still say, Ripple doesn't have NDAs, you'd think they put this together overnight and woke up this morning. A non-disclosure agreement. A lot of NDAs have been signed by Ripple, so people who aren't sure about XRP are about to get smoked. We talked about the 1,300 deals. There are 1,700 contracts written up, which shows how much demand there is for Ripple. It doesn't matter if there are only 100 or 1,300 contracts. This statement from September 17th is what he's talking about with Franklin Templeton. Please keep in mind that all of this is based on institutional acceptance. This is an on-chain market built on repo markets that are powered by tokenized collateral and stable coins like ROUSD. All of this is recorded in XRP tokens on the ledger. This is to create new income and liquidity opportunities, also known as institutional DeFi, since it's both DBS Bank and Franklin Templeton. There's a much bigger plan going on here. Yes, Ripple is showing some of their tricks. Even though they're not showing us their whole hand, I think we can figure out what's going on by putting together what they are showing us. What's going on? With all of these announcements and the work they've been doing with big companies, Ripple is starting to build out their institutional DeFi stack. We're beginning to see the big picture. It's clear that 2025 was a very important year for adopting this grade level. It became clear to us a lot of things in 2025 about crypto becoming real. We also know that steady coins like ROUSD have had a great year. However, Ripple has already come a long way in 2025. We've bought 3 things. We have big news about partnerships, and Ripple keeps moving forward. We'll now talk about another news that was made on the 15th, the day before the deal with G Treasury. We're happy to say that Absa South Africa, one of the biggest banks in Africa, has become Ripple's first major security partner in the continent. We are giving South Africa institutional control of digital assets. Why do I bring this up again? Because as I already said, Ripple is showing us some of their cards. We're not getting the whole picture, but we can put the pieces together. Think about this. Let's go back to the first sentence, which says that Ripple is buying G Treasury. Okay, this is a huge move that involves trillions of dollars, huge institutions, big names, etc.